Is it time? Is it time for more anime reviews? Maybe? Maybe? No more music. You might be wondering, why do I have such a serious look today? Look at me with my pensive little look. Well, besides the fact that I literally gave myself a little pensive pose. So the program that I was using for my avatar kind of broke a few weeks ago and refuses to work. So even though I had already debated using either Warudo or Neon, whatever, I hadn't actually made the switch and I hadn't had time for it. But the universe decided for me because the program I use no longer works. So I set up Warudo just so I could record this video. And it's working mostly. The only bad thing, as you probably just saw, is that sometimes my right arm is like moving oddly and I don't know how to fix that. I at least fixed it so that it stopped doing, that's just because I was adjusting my glasses. at least it's not doing it randomly. It kept like jutting out really weirdly. I don't know why. So it'll take some time to figure out like Warudo. At least I have some movement. The issue, see, like that. I don't know why that's happening. I'm literally not moving. Anyway, that's the intro. Hopefully my arm won't be too weird, and if it is, ignore it. So, if y'all remember, this is bad anime review time. And what do we say for bad anime review time? Is the anime bad? It definitely is. Is the review bad? Probably. Is the bad bad? I think so. I sound tired because I'm tired of this anime. I watched the entire season, and even recalling the last 3 episodes, and in fact the last entire season is so exhausting. If you somehow forgot what anime we've been watching lately, here you go. Button! I'm a noble on the brink of ruin, so I might as well try mastering magic. Did you get it? Do you see the text? Is it too small? Does it need to be big? Does it need to be bigger? Is that better? Is that better? I'm not even here anymore. I hate this fucking anime. That's what we're talking about today. So we're talking about the last 3 episodes, episode 10, 11, and 12. Y'all, we made it. We made it. Do you understand? Do you understand that I watched this whole damn thing? This whole thing. What am I gonna pick after this? I gotta think about that. I might take a break and do a few more good anime reviews. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. Sorry about that. My allergies have been killing me. I even took a bunch of my allergy meds before this, but per usual, even when I take my allergy meds before doing a stream or a video, it doesn't matter. My brain is like, achoo! At least this time I did also remember to have some water with me. Good job, good job, good job. All right, look. So, because this anime sucks, I thought we need to have something to distract us while we're talking about this shit. So here you go. She's gonna be cheering us on the whole time. And she's just gonna look so happy. This is made by John Sue. Do you all know him? Alright, so look. When you start to lose your mind, you're gonna go over there and look at Miku, okay? Episode 10. My note to myself. We'll be free soon, right? God. Remember main character's name Liam. Liam Hamilton. Yeah. Liam tried to make an ocean with the lowly dragon because if you forgot, oh wait, should I recap? Does it matter? Okay, wait, let's recap. Let's recap what I remember. Liam is some middle-aged worker that died or who knows from Japan and wanted to learn magic and got put into a young boy's body. I don't know what happened to the original soul. He's dead, I guess. He came from a noble house that was poor, so he wanted to learn magic. So he could help his house be not poor, hence the title if you forgot. I'm not gonna show it again. You saw it, you saw it. He basically from that point on learns everything instantly and has a harem of women that he totally doesn't want. And his older brother's mad because he thinks that he's trying to steal the noble house from him. All these women want to marry him and be with him. He has a bunch of slaves, including all the women that he meets and all the monsters, and then he gives them names and they get OP powers and become his slaves. What else happened? He just kept resolving things and making money. At some point Dracula shows up and he kills him, and then he has vampires. At this point he has like elf pixie girls, wolves, vampires, a bunch of human girls. Bunch of elementals. Oh yeah, he has a magical item box. A book called Another World, pervert sensei who showed up at the beginning and has never shown up again. And the dragon that possessed him and lives in his brain, who now likes pretending to be a little lowly girl. Anyway, all right, episode 10. Liam tries to make an ocean with the lowly dragon, but for some reason in the item box or in the other world space thing, they start fighting and comparing strengths, and there's a rope and they're both pulling on the rope, and somehow that helps Liam learn things. I did not really understand what was happening. I know the dragon was, I felt like the dragon was trying to measure Liam's strengths, but also teach him a new technique or something with the rope. Who knows? But now, because of that mini strength practice / teaching thing, Liam can shoot out tons of fireballs. Wow! So now, not only does he have like however many magic missiles he had before, now he has like 10 million, and he's like, wow, I can shoot all the fireballs in the world. Good job, kid. Now, the dragon has decided to be a lowly forever. Why? Who knows? And so now Liam has a lowly dragon in his head. Then they're having a meeting with Princess Scarlet, a bunch of people and leaders from Liam's kingdom, I guess. They were talking something about water, and there's a reason why they need a big thing of water and an ocean, but I honestly, even though this comes up a lot, I did not understand why. I know that there was something about like needing salt, and then it's like, oh, we should make salt water then, because then I can filter it through the item box and get salt from the ocean. There was a lot of talk about this stupid ass ocean. I forgot about this. So there's literally an eye catcher in this episode that has an image of the dragon right in the background, what the dragon actually looks like, and then the dragon as his like lowly self on the right side. But not only that, the lowly is dressed in swimsuits that are used in Japanese schools, like that really standard swimsuit that usually has your name. Yeah, that's what the dragon got for itself. Now, why would the dragon from a magical medieval-ish fantasy world know what Japanese school children in our modern age in this world use as swimsuits? Huh, Liam? Explain that. But that's what the dragon wanted to wear. Sure, cool. Literally, my note is, dude, there's literally an eye catcher with dragon and lowly version in a JP school swimsuit. What the actual fuck? That's my note to myself. All right, so he does make an ocean, sort of. It's really a salty lake, you know, because it's not really like it's still in the middle of his land or whatever, so it's a lake, but it's you know those lakes that look like oceans, they have sand and everything. It's like one of those, except that those lakes usually don't have salt in them, but this one does. So again, Liam is like ruining the environment with his random things, because he's decided, I'm gonna make this salt ocean lake in the middle of my land, and I don't know, fuck the entire ecosystem. Cool. Then all the girls decide that they need a beach day. So this is a beach episode because of course we needed one. They all go get ready and put on swimsuits, and there's all a lot of talk about like convincing each other to wear sexy swimsuits so Liam will look at them. Oh my god. And literally every single girl is there. Are any of the men there? No. Literally it's just Liam. I guess the dragon, if you count the dragon, but the dragon's a lowly girl forever now, so guess not. And every girl from the village. They all are wearing sexy swimsuits. They all literally have this moment where they're like, hi Liam, how do you like my swimsuit? Is it sexy? Do you like it? So each girl literally poses for him while they talk to him. Oh yeah, they're all saying stuff like, is it okay? Is it good? Do you like it? And then at the end of that, I don't know, scenes, Chris, the wolf girl, knocks him on the ground with her scantily clad outfit and shoves her boobs in his face. No male characters ever show up in the entire time. Liam plays volleyball because of course all these people now know how to play volleyball too. That totally makes sense. God, I forgot about this. The girls make moaning sounds as they hit the balls and complain that Liam is just too strong. Yeah. So I want you to imagine that. They're playing volleyball in scantily clad swimsuits while they're making moaning noises, and they're basically telling Liam, oh my god, you're just so strong. You're just too strong for us. Fuck off, man. I'm just gonna read my note because it's funny. This bitch, I'm referring to Liam, then goes to Dragon Lowly to complain about how tired he is from all the gazing at swimsuits. And the Dragon Lowly says, don't you like it? As in, don't you like looking at the sexy swimsuits? Liam legit says no comment in English, no commento, as he blushes. Help me, I'm dying. Thank you. That's the end of that part. The episode's not over. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I did also notice that the animation was getting a lot worse. I don't even know how they got the money to make this in the first place, but this animation had problems from the beginning, right? I had talked about how even in the first episode, they reused a lot of animation and some of the background characters were drawn poorly. There's also just awkward animation. I feel like they put all their money into some of the magic attacks and the girls' boobs, literally. Like, okay. There's a part where Liam and Scarlett awkwardly stand in front of each other with sad shadows springing out for them in a weird line. Yeah, that was very odd. So there's like this scene where they're talking about, who knows, some other political important stuff and looking sad, but their shadows are literally like a pull coming out of their feet. It's hard to explain. This is what I'm talking about. Like, especially any of the background animation and drawing is really bad. So then they decided to steal the fake salty lake water for something and stuck it all in barrels for some reason. I'm sure this will not affect their environment at all, and all the animals and everything will be fine. Something is going on with Jamil. I don't know. Oh, so this is going to be really dumb, but basically, I'm going to say it now so it makes sense. I kept being like, who the fuck is Jamil? What is Jamil? What the hell is happening? And this whole time when I was watching this anime, they would mention this and I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? Literally in the last episode, I'm so dumb. I finally figure out that Jamil is the name of the country that Princess Scarlet rules over. This whole time I didn't understand that. At first I thought it was a person. Then I did understand it was a country, but I kept thinking maybe it was one of the other conflicting countries. So yeah, episode 12 is when I figure out, oh, Jamil is Princess Scarlet's land. Would have probably helped me understand the things a long time ago. Oh well. Anyway, something's going on apparently with her country, and that's why they needed help. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. There's a lot of talk about needing water and a water problem and salt in oceans. I don't know. My note, I'm lost and bored. What the fuck? So it was really hard to focus because I was just annoyed with everything. You remember that he kind of makes that clone of himself sometimes? That the one he sent off to sell instant ramen, and sometimes he'll fight with his clone. I think it's the same clone of himself each time, but I'll be honest, I'm not sure. Because sometimes I wonder if it's like those clones of him go off and kind of never return, and then he just makes a new one. So he has like versions of himself all over the world. I don't know. I originally thought that it was the same clone he was summoning, but unclear. What he does is that he gives his clone a weirdo haircut to tell his clone apart from him. Literally, like, he puts his hair up in a weird ponytail in the middle and has his hair falling on the side. It's really bizarre. Somehow and for some reason, he makes his clone into a hot girl.
I was not expecting that. But I was expecting not to expect something, so it doesn't count.
And my note to myself was this. We hitting all the fetishes now, aren't we? Because it's like, now you not only have a clone of yourself, which is already a little weird, but now you had to make your clone into a hot girl. And he starts calling that version of himself Princess something. So then I'm thinking, oh, is he trying to get his clone to pretend to be a princess of this side of the world to go do something or other? But what's bizarre is that this never comes up again. I think it was the preview of episode 12 where they indicate like the clone's gonna come back and there's gonna be some resolution or information on what happened, but that doesn't happen. And now I'm wondering, was that just like a mini montage to show you that his girl clone is still out there doing trades as a princess? So yeah, I don't know. This never gets resolved. Yeah, I don't know. So Liam now has a hot version of himself as a princess somewhere, because why not? Episode 11. This one I noticed that Crunchyroll had on the top sexualized imagery and violence as a warning. And I cannot tell if that was the first time they ever said that or I just hadn't noticed. But I don't think episode 12 says that. Okay, now there are some robbers or spies or sus people who are following Liam, and the slimes are dirty for some reason. They're really dirty. He mentions that. They clean up instantly. And then they ask Liam, are we pretty now? Are we clean now, Liam-sama? It kind of insinuates that maybe they killed the robbers or sus people that were following Liam. So he goes back to his city kingdom thing, and he, for some reason, starts going through all the levels of like, you know, like human architecture. Not levels. Phases? There's a better word for that. Oh, era. Like all the eras of architecture, right? Because this is still like an old school medieval place. Like they don't have indoor plumbing or indoor lighting or like real roads. You see what I'm saying? But for some reason, he decides to upgrade his town and he basically goes through all of these eras in like 10 seconds, basically. The reason that he does it, I don't know why he was so fixated on making his town look super cool. I mean, I understand things to help the people, and there was comments that he made like, oh, if we make better roads, then we'll have less issues of like carts getting broken or people getting injured and stuff like that, which is true. But you think he'd be more focused on things like indoor plumbing, which help with diseases. Like that's way more important. Liam, are you just pooping in the woods and cool with it? Come on now. Because there was a different isekai. Oh god, I wish I could remember which one it was. It was also really shitty like this one. But in that one, the guy made bidets, which I was like, you know, this is the first time I can respect what somebody did. There's only one thing that happened with that I didn't appreciate, but you know what? All right, so the way that he does this is because he talks to Lowly Dragon, who for some reason knows a lot about materials and building. I don't know why. BDSM Orc Daddy, if you don't remember him, he's still around. He's able to do the cement road stuff in like 2 seconds with the other orcs. Yeah, I think Liam uses like his elementals to mix materials to make a cement-like paste, and then uses the orcs to put it down on the roads. Blah, blah, blah. City and country planning instantly. They basically are like, yeah, poof, poof, poof. I still don't know what the slimes' names are, okay? So those of you who actually watched it with subs, or maybe read the books, which, why would you? The names of the slimes kept sounding like strap in and strap on. I'm guessing that's not their real names, okay? It's just every time they would come up, it's like, why does it sound like they're saying strap in and strap on? He learns how to make tar, and so then I don't know how he learned how to make tar, okay? But he's basically making the roads now into like a tar-like substance. Then he decides to make a hammock, except instead of, you know, I'm assuming y'all know what a hammock looks like. If not, Editor Sama, can you please show the audience what a hammock looks like? So instead of having the fabric between the two ropes between the two trees, right? He just ties one rope from one tree to the other. One rope. Not multiple times. One rope, one line from one tree to the other. The way that you would do that if you were making a really crappy tent situation, right? And he for some reason keeps trying to sleep by balancing his body on a rope tied between two trees, which you know is impossible, right? Like the only way you could do that is if you're a tiny bird, and that's because the rope is huge to you and you're standing on it. But he is really fixated on figuring out a way to sleep on a pseudo hammock, which is just a rope between two trees. This is like a whole scene. Oh, apparently this is when I realized that Jamil is a country and not a guy, but I still haven't realized that it's the country of Scarlet. So the spirits, like his elementals, which he keeps reproducing, don't ask questions, I don't know how or why, are digging in a place he told them to. They find some metal crystal things. I thought it was silver. Later I find out it seems like it's mithril, which is even more expensive. But at the time, I thought it was silver because I couldn't catch what type of metal it was when they were talking. And so now, because of all these things that they mine, they're rich for the millionth time. And then they mine all of them and make ingots. Someone told me I'm pronouncing that word wrong, ingots. Ingots? Look, English isn't my first language, is that clear? But basically those little rectangular things that you make out of metal and gold. Well, not you or me, but you know, if you play fantasy games, you have them. Shush! Anyway, this guy is flashing back to episode 1 as if anything and everything did or didn't happen. That's right. He has like a little episode, little psychotic episode where he's having a lot of flashbacks to all the nothing that happened. For some reason, they decide to put this, well, again, it's mithril, I thought it was silver, but under the tar street. So he like, at the time, I really couldn't understand the purpose of this. They said it would make it stronger and better. I don't know that would work. But doesn't tar have to be connected to something more natural? I could be completely off, but like dirt or cement. You know, something that has friction. But that's what he decides to do. So then he or they, all of them redo every single fucking street because of this. And then I find out that the silver is magic. Again, it's mithril, that's why. Well, not that mithril is necessarily magic, but it tends... In these types of shows, that's very common to use mithril as like a magical metal. And so because all the roads are now magic, it makes all the girls glow and look excited about the magic. But also everyone can use magic now if you're on the silver / mithril / road / whatever. Hooray, now he's made a magic city. Although that also means that anyone who comes in would be able to use a ton of magic too. Is that a good idea? I don't know. He then makes everyone stand on the street and throw magic at him so he can shield it and show he is the OP of OPs. Fuck my life. Ugh, I hate this. And then, oh god, that's right. This bitch, again, when I say that in this context, it's Liam. This fucking bitch makes cell phones with magic. He basically makes these little magic squares of emptiness. I think it's literally just magic. I don't think he attaches it to anything. And then anyone who holds one of these squares can use telepathy power to talk to anyone straight into their brain and hear what they're saying back. So they're like cell phones, but worse. Because all you can do is talk to people in their brain from far distances, which I mean is good, but I don't know that I want to hear every thought of anyone I'm talking to. But also, they don't have any games or anything cool on their phone. They can't watch videos, they can't play games. They can just talk into other people's brains far away without consent or permission. I can't believe this asshole made little fake cell phones. You remember what he didn't make? Toilets. Are there any toilets in this universe, Liam? No. Are there any showers? No. But we have a beach and we have cell phones.
What kind of place is this?
It's fucking author, I swear. He makes the girl elf try it and she talks to one of her pixie elf friends, whatever. Now cell phones work all through town. I think eventually they show that they can work past the town. I don't know. Now the town is being called Magic Place or something equally as stupid. Fuck my life. Oh, right. So I thought the episode was over. But then I noticed that every once in a while they have these random mini episodes after the main episode, unfortunately. So after the credits, I was like, oh wait, I think this is something before the preview for the next episode. Thankfully I noticed, because I think I only noticed by accident. I had actually gone to the next episode and then I went back for some reason. I think I might have gone back to get a screenshot and that's when I noticed it. So at the end, there's a mini maid competition. I am not joking. I don't know how many minutes it was. It felt eternal. Where I guess they're trying to figure out who are gonna be the maids for Liam's castle house thing. And every fucking character in the entire universe wants to be the maids for him because, oh my god, he's so precious and great and amazing. And who wouldn't want to serve him? One of the girls early on tells all the men to get the fuck out of there. I guess it's like, look, Liam doesn't like dudes. Get the fuck out of here. None of you can compete. And then they're all fucking depressed. And then they have to do like these different trials and things to prove that they're the best maid. And they literally have scenes where a bunch of the girls are like falling on the ground from distress at not being chosen and failing to trials. All right. Well, at the end, 2 of the elf girls get picked. Hooray. Who cares? Episode 12. It's finally the end. Do you hear me? This is the last episode. We're free! The king... That's right. So they had been trying to figure out a better name for the kingdom. And if I recall correctly, the name of the episode in English, I don't always look at the English titles, but sometimes I do, is Kingdom of Liam Rodham, which is the name of the dragon. I think it's like literally Kingdom of Liam and Rodham or something, because the dragon is so obsessed with him. I'm like, okay. So when I heard that in this anime, besides the fact of it being like, okay, the dragon's clearly really into Liam, it felt kind of insulting because it seemed like they stole the idea of slime tensei in a way that had not only no meaning, but was just kind of weird and gross. You know, it's like, maybe don't do that. That's my impression, because slime tensei was a really popular and famous isekai. So this isn't like a random isekai. I think that they probably did copy it specifically from that one. All right, so the kingdom is now called Kingdom of Liam and Rotham, Lowly Dragon, blah, 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 magic bullshit. The fucking magic cell phones are everywhere now, and they can just talk to each other whenever they want into their brains. Cool. Now we have dragoons who write dragons. Yes, in the final hour, we have fucking dragoons who are writing mini dragons. And for some reason, the dragon god, who's a lowly, is embarrassed or ashamed and doesn't want them to know that he's there. So there's some type of history. Either they don't explain it or I didn't understand, but there's some type of history between him and these dragoons. To the point that even when they're around, he starts using his quote-unquote manly voice instead of his lowly voice that he clearly prefers. Look, the dragon clearly prefers to be a little lowly girl. For what reason, I don't know. But it was interesting that when they were around, the dragon was like, oh no, I gotta talk with my big voice like this because... and hides from them. Even Liam asked him at some point, hey, what, are you okay? What's going on? And he doesn't tell him. And those dragoons, so apparently the dragoons are from the one country we hadn't interacted with yet, because Scarlet is the main girl, main princess from Jamil, apparently. The blue-haired princess came from one of the other ones, and then we're meeting the princess from, because the Liam's country is surrounded by 3 countries. Well, really, he just stuck his kingdom in between 3 countries. He didn't really give a fuck. So this is the last remaining girl, and she's an Ojo-san. You know, the ones that laugh like, and then, oh yeah, this is when I finally figure out that Jamil is Scarlet's country, and I literally write a note to myself about it. Oh my god, it took me the whole series. And that's also how I finally understand, right, because blue-haired girl is the princess of the other country, and Ojo-san is the princess of the last remaining country. Hell if I know the names of them. Ojo-san tries to use her speed to hide her powers, but Liam... Oh, that's right, no, sorry. So, I don't know why they start fighting, or maybe it's just like a let's show each other how strong we are, but basically, every time Liam tries to hit her, she uses her speed to dodge him. But then he uses his Jedi mind feeling tricky things to find where she is and be like, you're there, you're there, you're there, and he's pointing at her each time. Really, it's also, I think, Lowly Dragon that's helping him, but whatever. Talk, Dragon blah, Radon is having a hissy fit. That's what I was talking about before. He was like sulking in Liam's brain and looking away. Ojo-san asks for the country name, and Dragon Lowly comes out to say, the country is called Liam Radham. It's called his name and my name because the country is our baby and I love him and I'm a lowly and he loves me. What? Okay. The whole country now has indoor lighting. When did that happen? Who fucking knows? It's indoor lighting with magic. Oh, because since everyone can use OP magic now, they all apparently can make indoor lighting. Instead of having indoor plumbing, which would make more sense, they can make water appear out of nowhere to kind of pour it into buckets. Liam, do you understand that indoor plumbing would be better than using magic to create water that you can put into a bucket? Do you understand that? Okay. What else happened? Oh, because he's showing the princess around, and she's amazed about all these things because she's never seen... She makes some sort of comment, I think, that's like, she didn't expect there to be light at night, because again, they don't have any of these things in this universe yet. Oh, God. So at one point, right, when they're talking to each other, I was sitting there, minding my business, trying to get through this last episode, and I say to myself, Self, why is she talking about poop? I must be misunderstanding this, right? I must have misheard that, misunderstood it. And it was bothering me so much because they literally have a close-up of her lips saying poop in Japanese. And I'm just like, okay, first of all, this is a weird fetish thing, for like everything else. But secondly, no, I must be imagining it. I must have misunderstood that. So this is the first time in the entire series that I go back like a minute or so, turn on the fucking subtitles, and I read what she's talking about, take a few screenshots because literally she is talking about poop. Now you might say, oh, is she talking about poop in regards to indoor plumbing, which, as you've mentioned, is really important to keep people from dying and having diseases? No. She's talking about how the magical crystals they found, I think the mithril or some other bullshit. So she was talking about how, oh, you have a lot of magic crystals. I'm just gonna read my note. Why is she talking about poop? Okay, I even put subs back on, and yep, she's saying magic crystals are like poop, that they are excrement from using things like magic. Okay then, his hand is now pooping magic, I guess. Yep. Yep. Got the screenshots. I can't show. It would be hard to show in this context. The scene of her saying poop really slowly was the close up on her lips, but just believe me that it happened. Because of her information, I guess, he finds a bunch of magic crystals, and this is why I was like, no, wait, they are separate things. I think the magic crystals are like these little red things, if I remember correctly, and the mithril is silver looking. He finds a bunch of magic crystals in the ground, and I guess it's because everyone uses magic now, so that's why there's all these magic crystals being created, because of the result of everyone using magic is that magic crystals are created like Anyway, yay, he's rich again for the millionth time. He's honestly been rich a million times over. And my note here to myself is, in caps, who is reading and watching this? Me, I'm watching it. Why? His brother, not younger than him, the one who's a little bit older than him, but not the older brother that hates him. His brother is really excited about the poop rock. He brings out his wine box, his wine and Dracula killing box. Remember the box where she can shove wine into it to instantly age it? And because he shoved Dracula in there for so long, he became dust, and that's how he murdered him for real. Yeah, that box. So he takes that box out and he uses it to refine the rock. So he shoves a bunch of poop rock or magic rock into it, and then it refines the rock into these little tiny magic stones. Yay, he is rich again for the millionth time. Liam then uses it to win over the country of the Joseon princess because he sends them this really refined magic stone. And I think even the unrefined ones are really expensive. It was really weird because the way he sent it was he sent a few of, I think, the elf girls in person. Well, they teleported there. And then he had this really fancy, like those fancy jewelry or ring boxes. He had one of those, put the refined magic stone in it, and then they gave it to the king, queen, and Ojo-san princess. But what I found weird about that interaction is that even though the girls went there in person, he somehow gave them access to his item box. So when they got there, they made the item box appear out of nowhere to grab the box with the refined crystal inside of it. But do you understand that, especially since they teleported there, they could have just held it in their hands? It's not like they're going to be attacked by robbers since they teleported there. And they also had a cart and things to make it look like they went there walking, but they used portals. There were just some stuff that I'm like, what the fuck? So then they teleport back and it's like, yay, it went over well because we gave them that really expensive rock. And they're like, oh, this kingdom is impressive. We're going to have peace with them now, whatever. And that's the end. That's literally the end. Did anything happen? No. Literally they show this montage at the end where everyone's happy and nothing really changed. They show his older brother still being like, oh, my younger brother's a jerk. And he even makes a comment, something to the effect of oh, my older brother, he never changes. Ha ha ha. Okay. I mean, I'm glad I'm free, but what was the point of this? Literally, it's like him getting rich over and over and over again and having a harem, and that's I guess the end is that he made peace, sort of, with all the kingdoms around him after he stole part of their land to make his kingdom. The end forever. Hooray on having a harem and a cool city and another world, even though it looks like he hasn't aged a day. So he also did this all at the age of 12? I've been trying to think, what are my final thoughts about this, right? After watching this whole thing, well, it's obviously bad and I wouldn't recommend it. The animation it's not the worst animation I've seen. I've seen worse. It's just obvious what they put money into. There were times in the episode where the whole episode, the animation would be wonky, or like I said, especially the backgrounds were off. Background characters looked really off. The expressions didn't make sense, or they'd be missing parts of their face type of thing, But then you'd see that either, in the beach episode, but every scene where the girls are showing off their swimsuit, that's much better animated than anything else. Or in some of the other episodes, when Liam would be like, magic misaru, whatever, that scene would be animated way better than the other ones. So it was clear what they were putting their money into. The story just doesn't go anywhere or make any sense. It's like a trash power fantasy that's meaningless. right? Because again, and I think I mentioned this last time, Liam's original point, supposedly, is to make money so that his noble house will not be poor anymore and he can help them. But he achieves that, and by learning magic, I guess. But he achieves that basically in the first episode, maybe second. So then what's the rest of it, right? It's like him acquiring more women that he totally has no interest in and doesn't want to acquire, and they're just so interested in him. He can't help that. Yeah. Turning them all into slaves, making them connected to him because they're slave/familiars forever, acquiring more and more non-humans for his kingdom. I don't even know why. And then every time it's the same, like he either defeats their leader or wins over their leader, then all of them join him as his slaves and citizens. They call him their king, and then they move in, right? Every time he has conflict with another kingdom, he resolves it instantly. Anytime he needs anything, he creates it. Like at one point when they needed more money for something, I think maybe for, oh yeah, it's when they needed money, like currency, right? He was able to make coins of his fucking face instantly with his elementals. So then they already looked like a rich kingdom to the others because it was made out of silver, I think. Anytime he has any issues, one of the people from any of the other races will basically help him instantly. Princess Scarlet's been around since the beginning, so she'll do whatever he wants. There's no conflict, and there's no purpose for him to continue to get more powers and things every time. Even the powers he gets, they're like impressive, but also not, right? It's kind of like, I need X thing, done. That's it. Because his favorite attack, the stupid magic missile, he just keeps getting that to be able to like shoot more of them, basically. His decisions on what to focus on don't really make sense. I know I said that already, but it really is strange to me that you would focus on making fake cell phones and not indoor plumbing. Like, there's just some basic stuff that, like, if you actually want to make a well-run kingdom and your citizens to be healthy and happy, then you should be making sure that like health standards are met and hygiene, and also with food. Like, that's basic. And yeah, that's not as cool as being able to have a magic cell phone block where you can use not telekinesis. You know, you can talk into people's brains. I can't remember the word right now. Also, it's just so misogynistic and fetishy. Any type of fetish you can think of, they don't go too far with it, right? Because I think they're trying to keep I'm guessing PG-13 rating, but why are all the orcs BDSM daddies, right? Why does everyone, except for the orcs, I guess, get turned into a sexy girl that he's into? And they're all the different types of girl, like, oh, here's the sexy one, here's the lowly one, here's the one that kind of used to be me, but now is a sexy girl. Here's the other one that's an ojo-san, but likes talking about poop for some reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all weird. And then because the girls don't have any personality outside of we love Liam, there's never any conflict because they don't really want anything. The only thing they want is for him to look at them and think that they are sexy, and that's it, right? They have literally no desire of their own. I feel like Scarlet is the only one who does have more of a personality, and they gave her a bit of a backstory with her mom being some sort of dragon knight thing. So like we have that one episode, I guess, and she is shown to be capable on her own. Like, she is shown to be a capable leader. It's just, okay, then why are you trying to marry this 12-year-old kid that came out of nowhere? Well, actually, I guess to her, he didn't come out of nowhere because she didn't know that he possessed the body of the Liam that existed in that universe, but still. And even the dragon, it's like, okay, you're a powerful dragon. Liam may or may not have killed and imprisoned your children, but you love him and you want to be in his brain forever. Oh, and yeah, like I said, so the teacher that shows up at the beginning that he calls Shisho, I don't remember what his real name is, who cares? He literally never shows up again. I feel like they might have shown him for 2 seconds on the montage at the end where they're kind of showing, oh, everyone's happy, look. I think they might have shown him somewhere or made a reference to him, but he never comes back. So even though he talks about him a lot, it's like you literally met this dude in the woods once when you were a kid, a technically younger child, I guess, and you basically credit him for everything you've done, which doesn't make any fucking sense. And Liam is wearing Liam is wearing the ring that that guy gave him the whole series too. Take that as you will. Look, is it the worst anime I've watched? No. There's some that offend me a lot more than this that are like... So, I feel like this one is misogynistic, clearly. But it's like... somewhat passively misogynistic. Or maybe white knight syndrome would be a better way to put it. Right? Where you have this guy who's like, I'm perfect and I just save all the girls. It's still misogyny, but it's not the same as someone who's an arrogant asshole and who's like violent against women, I guess. But if you remember, they do have the humans that come by often at the beginning of the season who are trying to like sexually assault all these elf girls. So it is still present. It's just that they have the main characters seem like, oh, but he's a nice guy. See, he helps them and saves them. Like, okay, I think we have a bigger problem in this universe than that, but okay. I'm free. You're free now too. Never watch this series. Now I gotta figure out what other crappy anime I'm gonna watch. I mean, sometimes I watch kid animes for Japanese practice anyway, so I could do that. We'll see. We'll see what I do. But I do like making videos that are reviews, so those will continue in some shape or form. But I gotta see like what's the next. If I do another one like this, which I think I will, I'll have to find one that I'm interested in, but not so interested that I want to understand everything, but I don't hate so much that I don't stop that I stop watching it in the first episode. Because that's the other problem. There's some that I hate too much and I can't get through it. This one I didn't like, but it was mostly just annoying and stupid, which is different than me getting actively pissed off at something all the time. That being said, how did this guy make so many damn books, get an anime greenlit, and I think there's a manga too? God damn. Sometimes I think you need skill to be a writer, and then I remember that you don't. You just need, I don't know, connections? I don't know. I don't know how this guy got any of this done. Well, thanks for being here with me. I hope that you enjoyed Miku in the corner and that helped you with the sadness and frustration of this whole thing. Alright, bye everybody. Take care.